Hi. With extensive practice in data pre-processing, data analytics and machine learning in Pandas, in conjunction with NumPy, scikit-learn and Matplotlib became an inevitable stack in Python. However, one of the major limitation of Pandas is that Pandas was designed for small dataset that can handle on a single machine, and it does not scale well to a big data. Apache Spark is the data processing framework that can quickly perform processing tasks on very large data set and can also distribute data processing tasks across multiple computers, either on its own or in tandem with other distributed computing tools. In this video, I use a public dataset stock.csv to evaluate and compare the basic functionality of Pandas and Spark. A typical data pre-processing steps for any machine learning, which includes loading data, exploring data, cleaning data, and then transforming data. Let's get started with the PySpark and Pandas. We will be seeing two different approaches. The first approach is how do we do pre-processing in Pandas, and the same can be done in PySpark as well. So first step is to install PySpark. Use pip install PySpark, and then you need to import the required libraries. These three libraries are required for my Pandas, and the fourth one, the PySpark, is required for my Spark. So I'll be setting a Spark context here. I named it as a local here, and I'll be creating a local Spark context. I named it as my context, and I'll also need a Spark session, and I named it as PySpark session 2. Then we need to mount our Google Drive. The reason is the data lies inside the Google Drive. If in your case, if it is not in Google Drive, then you don't need this step. But if you are using a Google Colab, then you need this step to mount your Google Drive to read the CSV file from there. So if you go to this left pan, you can see the drive, and you see my drive. So under my drive, you would have already uploaded your CSV file inside this. So the same CSV file, we will be reading it in our Google Colab. So once the mounting is done, the next step is to load the CSV in Pandas. To load the CSV in Pandas, it is straightforward: pd.read CSV and name of the CSV file along with the path. And I have specifically given the time component here just to see how much time it takes. This data set consists of about 5000 rows, so it is not a big thing for even for Pandas or Spark, but still you can see the difference here. The wall time is 8.34 milliseconds in case of Pandas, but in case of Spark it is 5.25 milliseconds. So that is the speed of the Pandas. But if you want to know the actual speed of Spark, probably load the data that is in GBs, gigabyte data, which consists of, let's say, 250 million rows or 100 million rows, whatever number. So I read the Spark data here. So I'll just say the same command, Spark data frame equal to spark.read.csv, and then give the path and set the parameters as header equal to true and infer schema is equal to true. And then when I say show of 5, I'll get all the data set, the first 5 rows of my Spark data frame. So you can see this is a stock data set of 3 different companies. One is the Apple, another one is the Google, and the third one is the Microsoft. And this consists of data of way around in 2018, 13 to 18, I believe. We will see that. The next step is to see the summary statistics in pandas. In pandas, what you do, you say pandas data frame dot describe, and you get the 6-number summary, and along with your 25th percentile and 50th percentile, 75th percentile. So you can see that what is the open, what is the mean, what is the standard deviation, what is the minimum, and what is the maximum here for all the numeric variable. Similar way in Spark, you say the same thing, Spark data frame dot describe, and then you say show, and you will get the 5-number summary here. The only difference between pandas and Spark is pandas also is giving me the, if I have a date value, it is also giving me the date summary, whereas this date summary is missing from my pandas. But pandas again has more information than the Spark. You can see it has around 9 values, and whereas 9 to 10, whereas in my Spark it is only 5. Let us see how do we do a correlation between two or more variables in pandas. So I have taken open, close, and volume as my features, and I wanted to see the correlation among these 3 variables. So when I run this, I can see that the open and close are very highly positively correlated. If the open increases, the close will also increase, whereas my open and volume are highly negative correlated, very high negative correlated. You can see that if my open is increasing, my volume will decrease. So this is how you will read the correlation or interpret the correlation graph or matrix. Similar way in Spark, if you want to do, you can do this with the 2 variable. You cannot give 3 variable here, Spark will not accept. So just give the 2 variable, and then you can see the correlation between the open and volume is negatively correlated. Moving on to the aggregation and grouping. In pandas, you say group by, and then the categorical variable, and then the continuous variable. So in my case, I have taken symbol. The symbol is nothing but it's Apple, Microsoft, or Google, the name of the organization. And I wanted to see the minimum open and minimum close value for all the 3 categories. So I can get for Apple, I can see that the overall minimum is 90, and the overall minimum in open feature is 90, and for close it is 90.28, whereas for Google it is 494 and 492, and you can also see for Microsoft here. So the same functionality in Spark, you do the same group by and then the categorical variable, but the only difference is you have to use that aggregate function here, and you also need a package called PySpark.sql, and because the functions, all these functions, max, min, and everything is available inside this function. So you have to create this function as f, and then you have to say f.max open, f.max close, and then show. So you will get the open, and max close for all the 3 orgs. Then how do we handle missing data imputation? In pandas, we can do missing data imputation for both categorical and numerical by using fill NA. So you can say that fill NA, if you give a string, so wherever you have a string that is string feature, and if that has a missing values, it will fill it with NA, and for all the numeric it will fill it with 0. And in Spark, you don't have those categories, you can do it only for the numeric. So you have to say Spark data frame dot NA dot fill, and then the 0. So wherever it sees a numerical variable which is having a missing value, it will fill it with a 0. Then if you want to add a filtering to your data frame, in pandas you say that pandas.dataframe and the name of the column equal to value, and then the variables that you wanted to see. So in my case, I want to see for Apple and what is the open and close for Apple of the first 5 rows. So I get all the first 5 rows of my Apple. And whereas for Spark, in Spark I have a functionality called filter, and in this case I am going to show the first 5 rows for open and close for Google. So you can see the values here. Then moving on to the feature engineering. So the first thing is selecting a column selection. In Pandas you say that Pandas data frame, and within the double square bracket you give the name of the column, and in Spark you say you give the command dot select. So Spark is as simple as your SQL statement. So data frame dot select and the column name. And if I print the PDF is the new data frame I've created for my Pandas data frame. I can see that I have all the values with respect to the I selected the symbol and close in Pandas data frame, so I have the symbol and close columns available here. Similar way I have for Spark also. You can see the first 5 rows here. In some time you may need to rename your column. The column may be having some junk, or maybe you wanted to give us a meaningful name to your column name, or maybe the column name is very big and you wanted to make it short. So you have to perform a column renaming functionality to do that. So how do you do in Pandas? You say Pandas data frame dot rename, and the columns equal to the source column and what will be my name of the new column. And then when you say in place equal to true, automatically the data frame will get updated. And similar way in Spark data frame, you say with column renamed and the source and the destination. So this is how you do a renaming in Spark and Pandas. And look into the Pandas data frame now here. So if you look into the Pandas data frame, I renamed the open to small open. So you can see here it is converted to in a small letters. Same way in Spark I change it for the close, so you can see the close is got changed to small letters. Moving on to creating a new feature. Sometimes you may need to create a new feature out of the existing features. So how do you do those operations in Pandas and Spark? So in Pandas I want to create a new feature called diff, and I wanted to see the difference between the open and the close, or maybe I want to sum up these two and then wanted to show the difference. Actually here I supposed to give minus, it's not supposed to be plus. So what I can see there is a new diff column is created. Let me show you that by saying head. You can see that you have a difference of the difference values in the positive and negative. So the positive means, the negative means your close is lesser than your open. If it is positive, your close is greater than, your stock value is increased. If it is a negative, your stock value is decreased. And how do you do the same thing in Spark? You have to say with column and name of the new column, and then you need to say call of close and call of open. To use this call function, you need to import call from the functions, SQL functions. So again the same mistake here, it has to be negative. Let me run this and show you. Yes, we have the same values here. Okay, eventually, like when you create you have a lot of features in your data frame, but sometimes some of the features you may feel like they are not very important and you want to remove them. So to do that in Pandas, you say dot drop command and name of the columns and access equal to true, access equal to 1. So if you do that, you can see that the x dividend and split ratio is removed from my data set. And in Spark, you just say drop and name of the column, and then you can see that this is not available. So this way, like, you can remove a unwanted feature from your data frame or data set. Now coming to the important section, feature scaling. Feature scaling is a method where you want to scale all your numerical values either into 0 to 1 or -1 to 1. So based on the method, whether you use a standard scalar or min-max scalar, you will be giving a boundary to your value, and then you scale them under a common value, between the common value of 0 to 1 or -1 to 1. In machine learning, this is very important step, and if you do not scale the value and if you run the machine learning, it will still run, but you may get a different result. And if you want to get a better performance, it is always better to scale the values between 0 to 1 or -1 to 1. So how do you perform that in pandas? You will be using a min-max scalar here, and I'm declaring an object called scalar equal to min-max scalar, and then I'll pick up one particular column. For this example, I'm picking up one particular column. I'm creating a new column called open scaled, and then I say scalar dot fit transformation to fit transform, and then the pandas data frame open values dot reshape. So when I run this, and if I see this, I can see there is a value here. Actually, you can see the value, yeah. So the same value, the open is, the actual original value is 173, but when you scaled it between 0 to 1, it becomes 0.13. And to perform the same operation in PySpark, you need a min-max scalar, and then you need a vector assembler. So what you do is, first you need to convert your variable into a vector assembler, and then on top of the converted value, the object, you run the min-max scalar, and then you get the output column here. So once you run this, what you get is your open scaled value here, the last column. Another important step in data pre-processing is one-hot encoding. So what does it mean? One-hot encoding is nothing but, like, whenever you have a categorical variable, let's say you have a different category variables, and you want to convert them into rows into the column, so that the machine learning can understand. So let's say you have a gender where you have male, female, and transgender. So what does this one-hot encoding will do? One-hot encoding will create 3 new columns, one for male, one for female, and one for transgender. And wherever it sees there is a male, for male against male, for in that row it will put 1, and for transgender and female it will put 0. So I will show you in the example after converting this. We have a value here. So in pandas, you use the functionality called getDummies to perform this operation, and you can see that once I converted this, my date is a object, so it converted everything. So you can see here, like, it converted all my date. And then let's take this example of symbol. So the apple, earlier it was in row, now you can see that it is a column now, and wherever it is apple, the symbol is equal to apple, it has having a value 1. For Google and Microsoft, it is a 0. Similar way, for Google it will have 1, and for Microsoft 0, and for Apple 0, and that's how it will be for Microsoft as well. One-hot encoding was not a default functionality of Spark. There is no straightforward way to do that. So to do that, like, we need to write a small function using the lambda function, and this is how we perform this. Because we don't have any getDummies functionality in Spark, we have to write our own code, and this is the code for that. So what I do is, I take one particular column called symbol, I store that into a categories column, and then I sort it in an ascending order, and then using the for loop, using the for loop, I'm just transforming the value into 0 or 1, and then giving the name as symbol underscore category. So you can see here, once I run this, I get symbol underscore Apple, symbol underscore Google, and symbol underscore Microsoft. So wherever there is an Apple, it will have 1, and wherever there is a Google, it will have 1 there. And for same for the Microsoft. For rest of the columns, it will be 0. So this is about the complete pre-processing steps, and what we have seen in this video is how do we do the data pre-processing, which is very important step for any machine learning algorithm or use case, and how do we perform those operations in both Pandas as well as in PySpark. Hope you like this video. Thank you.